Monique and Dalila Yeend about her experience with ICE and immigration issues here in the United States. Could you explain a little bit about your case?
Initially, I came into the United States when I was 17 years old, many years ago, 18 years ago. There was some...
Where did you come from?
Australia.
Australia.
Yeah, I came from Australia. I came in on a New Zealand passport, so when ICE was trying to deport me, they were trying to deport me to New Zealand, not Australia. Australia is my home country. I want to say over the 18 years, I had quite a few encounters with ICE. I had quite a few encounters with ICE, just with different lawyers, and we had a lawyer who actually took some of our money and didn't do his job, and so I was undocumented for a time, and eventually, while being undocumented, I did get an approved I-360, which is a Violence Against Women's Act, and that was approved, so I was sort of documented, but not documented all the way. And then on May 29th, I was arrested in Troy, New York, on a rolling stop through a stop sign by a sheriff, and that in turn landed me in Buffalo Federal Detention Facility for 2.5 months.
What was the facility like? What was the experience in the facility like?
It was pretty rough. I think that initially I spent the first 2 days after my arrest in Albany County Jail, and Albany County Jail was more rough. It was almost like hell on earth, and I was moved from Albany County to the detention facility in Buffalo, and that was a little bit better. They kind of treated you a bit like a human being, so it wasn't so bad. They kind of made sure to drill it in my head that it was a detention facility and not a jail, but we had cells and we were locked in, and so it pretty much felt like a jail.
How was it easy to contact your mother and your relatives?
I had access to phones when I was not locked in, so I did have access to the phones, and there was a video service where you could video chat. So thankful to the video chat because I was able to see my children and stuff on video chat, so that was really good.
But that system broke down frequently.
Yeah.
You didn't know whether you couldn't contact someone. One time it said she was released. It said released, and you didn't know where she was. So, you know, the computer system said she was released.
Yeah.
And when I called, no one answered the phones. The phone system was down. So, you know, they tend to sort of do what they want.
How did you, Monique, how did you hear about the whole situation?
I was in South Carolina on my land, and I got a phone call from her aunt, and telling me that ICE had taken her. So I just thought, oh, wow, I have to figure this out. I have to somehow do something. So I came to New York and just had to sort of up and leave my place, and organized a GoFundMe to try to get a lawyer, because I was told by ICE, I started calling ICE. They told me she's being deported, she won't see her kids again, she's a criminal, and that I wouldn't see her, and she'd be deported and she couldn't come back to America. So it just, nothing sounded right. And I just said, we have to do a GoFundMe and you have to get a lawyer. They told me she couldn't get a lawyer. They told me she wasn't, first I couldn't find her for 2 days. I didn't know where she was. They don't tell you. So found out she was in Albany jail, but then when I called the jail, she had been moved to where they didn't tell me. But then the third day I found out she was in Batavia. So it was just very complicated and confusing, and it's almost like they buy the time. They get a few days where you know nothing, so they can deport them very quickly without anyone being able to do anything. That's what it felt like. So I got a lawyer, got GoFundMe, and we started learning about the real legal process, not what ICE was telling us, but the actual real process that is involved, which is not what they tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for the first 3 days I was there, I was given one phone call in the first 3 days. I was told later that every facility that I went to, I should have been given a phone call. It's my right afforded when you get put into a new facility to get one phone call. So Albany County Jail should have gave me a phone call so I could call my relatives and make them aware that I was there. But I was never given those phone calls. I did ask, and they just didn't give it to me.
And then I was told she wasn't allowed a phone call.
Yeah. So
How did you find out about what your rights were, and how did the solidarity develop?
I went to I heard that there was a Keep Families Together rally in Albany. And then I saw, was it you?
Yeah.
Yeah, handing out pictures of my daughter.
Oh.
I
That's
had
Patrick,
contacted
yeah.
the newspapers. I had asked my daughter if she wanted to reach out to the newspapers and deal with the press, because I just felt like, I was a little nervous because I thought maybe ICE that will turn on her even more if you do that, but I thought we've got nothing to lose because they're doing everything, it seems, illegally right now. So we did I called Times Union and got in touch with a reporter, and they got in touch with her and they did a story. And then I learned about the rally in Albany, and then I saw you with and I said, oh, that's my daughter. So, and you were trying to do something to support this cause from reading it in the paper. And that's when we started finding out there was people who care about this and in this area. And, you know, they got the GoFundMe out, able to give the lawyer money, able to pay the bills, able to keep her place, you know, keep everything functioning, and just start to try to maneuver the legal maze that was coming up, you know, and that we were dealing with at that moment.
What is your current status?
At the moment, I am released on an ankle bracelet. When I got the ankle bracelet, they told me that I would be on it for about a year. Yeah, it's pretty nifty. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
It's like a computer on your foot.
They told me that I would be on it for about a year. Initially, that's what they said. I am not able to work. I do not have valid working documents, so I'm not able to work. I'm not able to drive, and I'm still, I guess, pending maybe deportation. I don't really know what the status is. ICE doesn't really let you know a whole lot. They just have told me that I need to get a passport, a valid passport, because they had my passport and they let it expire while it was in their custody. And so because they let it expire, I now have to get a valid one. I myself am gonna get my children's passports because I do not know what ICE is capable of. And although I've been here 18 years, and although I have 2 American citizen children, I don't have, I guess, maybe that much faith in the system that they won't still try to deport me. So I just want to be prepared for anything, because I don't feel I was prepared before, and it was pretty scary to not be prepared.
What would your advice be to other people who potentially could be in your shoes?
I think for undocumented aliens, I think that they need to reach out to whatever resources, the Legal Project out of Albany, whatever resources. Unity House has a lawyer. She's not an immigration lawyer, but she does. She can maybe send them in the right direction. Albany Law School could maybe help, but I think just for their own protection, maybe reach out now to legal help and just try to get answers. You know, if you're undocumented, just try to do whatever you can right now so that you don't end up in my position, because no one wants to be separated from their children. And what I went through, I wouldn't want anyone else to go through. So.
And can I say that the community support has been amazing, really amazing. Once it got to the press, you know, we don't read the comments on articles that were written. We don't read any of the comments. We were told by people, don't read the comments, because that's when all the racists come out. And so we haven't looked at any comments. But what we have seen in this community has been amazing support from just regular people who care. And, you know, that's what this country needs, is people who care. And so even when she went for her appointment, it's like they were shocked to see her. They couldn't believe she hadn't been deported. When she went to ICE, I don't know if you want to, when you had your appointment to meet.
Yeah. I think it's just really important. Like, we focus on the positive and things like today, and just the amount of support and how many strangers have reached out to me and have offered their well wishes and have just supported me and told me like how happy they are that I'm home with my children and how they hope it all works out, and people who have offered rides because I can't drive and stuff like that. People have offered to take my children to events because I'm unable to. So it's just the amount of support is overwhelming and appreciated, but I just don't focus on like the negative. I kind of just focus on the positive, and that's why I said even though they released me on an ankle bracelet, they released me. So I'm able to be with my kids, and you know, that's what means everything to me. So.
Well, thank you for talking to us, Monique and Dalila Yeend.
Thank you.
That's correct, is that?
Yeend.
Yeend. First name?
Dalila.
Dalila. Okay.
There we go.
Dalila Yeend.
Yes.
Okay, we got that right. Thanks again for talking to us, and we hope that things work out for you in the future.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thanks.